Most people think the morning is just a beginning, but it isn't. It's a mirror. It shows you exactly who you've become when no one is watching. When you open your eyes, you face the same quiet question every day. Will you drift again, or will you take control? Time doesn't wait for you to feel ready. It moves like a river, steady and cold, whether you are disciplined or distracted. And regret isn't built in one dramatic failure. It's built one soft morning at a time. I'm not saying this as a motivational line. I'm saying it as someone who has lived through wasted mornings. Years where later became a habit, where I promised myself change and then repeated the same pattern the next day. The Stoics understood this. Marcus Aurelius didn't write to impress people. He wrote to keep himself steady. Epictetus didn't teach comfort. He taught control. They knew the inner world is won quietly, first thing in the morning. Here's what you'll gain by the end of this. A new way to wake up, a calmer mind, sharper discipline, less noise, more direction. Not because life becomes easy, but because you become harder to break. So pause for a moment, don't skip ahead. Each part builds on the last like stones across a river. And if you're willing, leave a simple commitment in the comments. I command my morning. Now listen closely. The first lesson is this. The morning must belong to you. Most people wake up and immediately surrender their mind to messages, news, and noise. They begin the day already reacting. But the Stoic way is simple. Start with intention, not impulse. Before the world touches you, give yourself silence. Even 5 minutes. Sit, breathe. Choose one deliberate action. When you do, you become self-led, not externally controlled. Say it quietly, I command my morning. And the second lesson follows naturally. What you do in the first hour reveals what you truly value. People live like they have endless time, then act shocked when years disappear. The Stoics reminded themselves that life is short, not to create fear, but to create focus. In the morning, ask yourself, if my time was limited, what would I stop wasting today? When you live with that question, you become urgent without panic. You become clear without chaos. Repeat this. I don't postpone my life because in the end, it's one philosophy. Lead your mind before the world leads it for you. The next morning is not just another day. It's another chance to build the man you respect. So when you wake up tomorrow, wake up like it matters. If this helped, comment your affirmation, share it with someone drifting, and subscribe for calm strength. And remember, I command my morning. I don't postpone my life. You don't need another loud speech about discipline. You need a quieter truth that stays with you when the room is empty and the morning is cold. Because the real battle isn't out there. It's the moment you wake up when your mind reaches for the easiest path. And you already know what that path leads to. The same delays, the same excuses, the same feeling months from now that time moved and you didn't. I'm speaking to you from experience, not from a perfect life. I've had seasons where I woke up with good intentions and still wasted the day. I've watched years slide by because I kept waiting to feel ready, and I learned something uncomfortable. If you don't train your morning trains you. It makes you reactive. It makes you soft. It makes you easy to control. The men we call Stoics understood this without making a performance of it. Marcus Aurelius wrote to keep his mind steady, not to impress anyone. Epictetus taught control because life was unstable, not because life was fair. They were builders, not talkers. Their strength wasn't in big moments. It was in ordinary mornings, when no one applauds and nothing feels dramatic. Here's the promise. By the end of this, you will have principles that change how you move through the day. You will shift from scattered to disciplined, from anxious to calm, from reactive to deliberate. Not because you force a mood, but because you build control like you build muscle, quietly, repeatedly, and without negotiation. So pause, reflect. Ask yourself, do you want another week that feels the same? Don't skip ahead. Each lesson connects to the next like stones across a river. Leave a simple line in the comments if you're serious. I train my morning. Now the first lesson is simple. Stop performing discipline and start living it. Most people want to look controlled, but they don't want the work. The Stoic way is private. It's built when no one is watching. In the morning, do one small, honest act of discipline before you touch the world. Make your bed, drink water, sit in silence, write one clear intention. It's not impressive, it's real, and it turns you into someone you can trust. Say it, I do the work quietly. The second lesson follows. Train your inner world before the outer world enters. The world arrives fast. Messages, opinions, noise. If you let it in first, you spend the day reacting. Give yourself a protected space in the morning, even 10 minutes, where you choose your thoughts instead of inheriting them. That's how you become calm under pressure. That's how you become hard to shake. Say it, my mind is mine. And that's the unified philosophy. Control is built in ordinary mornings, one decision at a time. Time keeps moving, but you don't have to drift with it. Tomorrow morning, start differently. If this helped, comment your affirmation, share it with someone who needs steadiness, and subscribe for quiet strength. Remember, I train my morning. My mind is mine. There's a moment in every man's life when he realizes something quietly painful. He has been consuming wisdom for years, but he hasn't been living it. He knows what to do. He's heard the lessons. He's saved the videos, but his mornings still look the same. His habits still pull him back, and time keeps moving, patient and unforgiving, like a river that doesn't stop for anyone. If you're listening right now, you're not here for entertainment. You're here because part of you is tired of repeating yourself. I'm not speaking down to you. I've been that man. I've sat with the same goals for too long, thinking understanding was enough, but understanding doesn't change your life. Action does. And the truth is simple. The 1% don't hope. They decide. They don't wait to feel disciplined. They choose discipline, and they let feeling follow later. Here's what this moment is for. You're about to learn principles that only matter if you apply them daily, especially in the morning. Not when life is calm, not when motivation is high, but when your mind is heavy and comfort is calling. If you live them, your identity shifts. You become steady, clear, hard to break, and your mornings stop being random. They become training. So I want you to pause right now and ask yourself a serious question. Are you willing to stop negotiating with your weakness? Because if you are, then make a commitment before we go further. Don't keep it loud. Keep it honest. Say it quietly to yourself. I do what I know is right. If you're willing, write it in the comments. That simple line becomes a boundary, a turning point. Now, the first lesson is this. Discipline is not intensity. It's obedience. Most people think they need to feel fired up to change. That's why they start strong and disappear. But the Stoic way is calm. You do the right thing whether you feel like it or not. In the morning, choose one non-negotiable act, something small but real, and do it without delay. That's how you become reliable. That's how you become rare. Say it, I obey my standards. The second lesson follows. Don't skip steps. Each principle builds on the last like stones across a river. If you jump ahead, you fall back into the same water. So take it slowly. Take it seriously. One step, one morning, one decision repeated until it becomes who you are. And this is the philosophy. Your life changes when your mornings stop being a mood and become a code. Time keeps moving, but you don't have to drift with it. Tomorrow morning, decide again. If this gave you clarity, comment your commitment. Share it with someone stuck, and subscribe for calm strength. And remember, I do what I know is right. I obey my standards. If you want to change your life, don't start by chasing big outcomes. Start by building a mind that cannot be pulled in every direction. Because the world doesn't defeat most men with one heavy blow. It defeats them with constant noise, small distractions, emotional reactions, the quiet habit of letting the day control you. And it always begins the same way. In the morning, when your mind is still soft and the world is waiting to shape it, I'm speaking to you like an older brother would. I've watched what happens when you ignore these foundations. You become reactive, you lose clarity, you start living by mood instead of principle. The Stoics were clear about this. You cannot control the world, but you can control the man facing it. And that control is trained early before excuses have a voice. So stay with me. Don't skip. These first principles are the foundation stones. If you build them, everything else becomes easier. And I want you to leave one line in the comments as a commitment. My mind is mine. Now listen, the first principle is simple. Own the morning before it owns you. Most people wake up and immediately surrender their attention to a screen. They begin the day already reacting, already behind. But a disciplined man starts with silence. He chooses one deliberate action before the world enters. 5 minutes of stillness, water, a plan, no noise. When you do this, you become self-led, not externally controlled. Say it. I command my morning.